All right. Hey, peace. This is Augustus King coming back at you once again with another video. And I want to talk about, this is the topic I want to speak about, Brother Polight. That's no longer a brother. That's no brother, definitely no brother of mine. Never no brother of mine. Way before I ever heard way before I ever heard what he did, and what he has been accused of, and what he did, and what he has been convicted of, and what he is sentenced of, and his time facing. Was never a brother of mine, and he's never, and I'm sure he ain't no brother. He's no longer a brother in any conscious community. So with that being said, I want to say is this to all the people that's being introduced into the conscious community. My take on this, and my own state of mind, and thoughts and opinions on this, that most of these so-called brothers, they come into the conscious community to outlive and embrace and uplift their status. They use the conscious community to outlive and work them out up their so-called Hall of Fame, because this is about show. It's morely about money, and it's mostly morely about intentionalism, and it's about bigger side of fame. When you come into the conscious community, you're supposed to give out some amount of information. You're supposed to share some information. Any information you have, any information you can bring to the table. But many of these so-called conscious community, so-called brothers, they don't take, they steal information. They steal the information. They steal the information they have read somewhere in the book, and they have not given any credit to the people that they have already spoken about the topic of information. So what they do, they steal information, and they attack a lot of other people's they attack cultures, and they attack what other people stand and what other people believe in, what other people what they stand for. What is the Bible, what is the Torah, and what is this other different things. They're God. They attack God. Sometimes they can attack Christians. They attack Moorish Science Temple. They attack the Moorish culture, the Moorish American culture. They can attack the Black Power movement. They can attack. There's so much other things they can be attacking. But the question is, what do they? Oh yeah, in the meta net, sometimes they can be attacking Kemet. They could be attacking African historical. Take amount of information and steal the information, and bring it to the table and make it their information. Bring it all there. That's the information to look up on. But to me, this conscious community crap is all about it's all about the records. It's all about the fame, because I believe they just use it to outlive, to outbrace to outlift and outbrace and lift up their brand. So that's how I feel about the so-called conscious community. Now let's talk. Let's talk about Polight. I heard about Polight in 2012. I believe that Polight was he was following. He was I don't know what he was. He was a member of some kind of Masonic, and then he have ran with the New Wapians. Um, and I'm sure they're around. I'm sure they're out there, the New Wapians. But just so you know, that the leader, Doctor York, Doctor he's in jail for a long, long time. I think he's serving a multiple life sentence for all the crimes he has done to the little ones, the young ones, the little defenseless babies. Um, but anyway, how I heard about Brother Polight, I heard he was a Masonic, right? And he was on New Wapians, and then but I've never looked into any of that. All I heard that I seen Brother Polight, and he has a he I mean he's an outspoken, strong, outspoken brother. I see he's an outspoken brother. You know, you know, he gets down to the nitty gritty. He talks about certain topics. And put out some. He did bring out a little bit. He did brought out some lots of information. I'm not going to say a little bit, but he brought out a lot of information. Uh, he brought out a lot of true stuff. It was called the new convent. Damn, I can't even pronounce that. I can't even pronounce this fucking name. New convent, something like whatever you call that. But anyway, um, yeah, Polite was, he brought some, he was a outspoken brother. He was an outspoken and intelligent brother. And then I heard about his debate with Malik, his debate with the new Black Panther Party, Malik Zulu Shabazz and the new Black Panther Party, Polite versus the new Black Panther Party. But first, that's how I heard about my brother Polite. And then he spoke about he rebutted the statement that King Samir has put out, that you want freedom, you got to kill some crackers, or you got to kill the babies. So Polite spoke about that, and he spoke about about King Samir's Reddick. It was on a documentary, New Geographic Channel. When the new Black Panther parties was featured on there. So Polite has addressed that before his debate with Malik Zulu Shabazz. But his first debate was it was with the Black Power Cartel when he debated Saran Sunseti. That was his first debate, and it was about to be an altercation. And then that was after I heard about that, after he had that debate with Malik Zul Shabazz. And then after his debate with Saran Sunseti, he had a debate with Malik Zulu Shabazz and the new Black Panther Party. And people said Polite won the debate. Polite, he did his thing. He did it. But Malik Zulu Shabazz, I'm sure I don't think Polite beat or defeated Malik Zulu Shabazz, because I'm sure Malik Zulu Shabazz was kicking ass as well. Malik Zulu Shabazz. Malik Zulu Shabazz. If you ever have any dialogue or discussion or whatever you want to call it, any type of debate, watch your ass. Watch your fucking ass. Watch your fucking ass. But anyway, once he had that debate with the Malik Zulu Shabazz, that was a good debate. They sat down, they sat like brothers, everybody said that was a good debate. People said Polite won, people said Malik Zulu Shabazz won, people said Polite won, Malik Zulu Shabazz won, Polite won, and then that was at the new theater. The new theater in Harlem. I've been to that Black New Theater. I forgot what the name of that. And then that's when he debated the Israelites. That's when he debated the Israelites. And that's when he debated the Israelites. and it was the UPK, Universal School Practical Knowledge, ISUPK, Tazariak. He debated Tazariak before he was a captain. Before he became a captain, he was an officer at one point. So what happened? They happened to be on the street teaching. And there was and then Polight was going back and forth. I mean, there was disputing it back and forth. I mean, and with that being said, Tazariak he was chopping them up, cutting it up with the Bible, and then that's when they set up this debate. And they had this debate in Philly, and Black Noble Drew Ali or something like that, Black Noble. And I shopped with there one time. They're in South Street, and they sell some good shit. But anyway, they had a debate there, right? One time, one of Polight's wives questioned Captain Tazariak about the sperm in the egg, about how can the woman reduce the sperm. I mean, whatever argument it was. Then that's when Captain Tazariak, Officer Tazariak, before he was called captain, called his wife out, told his wife to keep his mouth shut while two men are talking, and then that's when he got a little bit heated between Polight's wife and Tazariak, and saying I shouldn't be addressing another man's woman. But once they had that debate, Captain Tazariak, like I said, Captain Tazariak, like he does his own thing. He crushed Polight. He really did crush the Polight with the Bible and some scriptures, and that's how I heard about the Israelites. And I looked them up. I looked into them. Many things they were teaching, I disagreed, and then that's when they had the first annual cookout. They had the first barbecue, and once they had the first barbecue, all the Hebrew Israelite camps were went. Each and every last Hebrew Israelite camp went, and that's when they were reduced. It was Lions of Israel, AOC, FOPE, Army of Israel, GOCC, and more. Sword of the Light and more. And then that's when I look into Sabak, and then that's when I look into IUIC. I have listened to Sabak for years, Elder Sabak for years. I have listened to Sabak, and I have learned about the late Ben Loyal, Priest Ben Loyal, and I have tuned in a little bit of Lines in Israel. But before that, that's when I heard about Priest Danny Yalla when he called out Brother Polight when Polight did his debate against Sarah Sunsetti is whether or not his doctrine was right. When he did his debate against Malik Zulu Shabazz is whether or not his doctrine was right. He did his debate with Captain Tazariak is whether or not his doctrine was right. He did his debate with Imam Bashe is whether or not his doctrine was right. What about his belief? He sat on your couch he was asked when he was asked about the New Wappings, he said I never left. So that's when Priest Danny Yalla called Polight. He called Polight out. So shout out to Priest Danny Yalla. So that's how I got it. That's how I learned about all the other Hebrews like sets and all the other Hebrews like camps. And that's when they all had to sit down. And that's when they all had Kimmon on trial. That was my first event I went to. It was Kimmon on trial because they know the Bible. They know the Bible. They know what to read. But do they know Kimmon? Do they know Kimmon? Do they know the Metanetta? Can they? Nasi Yashavel killed Reggie on that. Before that debate, he killed Reggie on that. And then after that debate, and then that's when Zion Lex was introduced. Zion Lex, when both him and Zion Lex was going at it back and forth before that debate. And then after Polight did his he did his his few events. I went to some of them. He was up there longer than anybody else. So I thought that was bullshit. I just walked out. But after the Kim and On trial debate, what was the name of that event? I forget what's the name of that event. And my second event I went to, that was I met Sarnetta. Sarnetta was cool. He was a cool dude. I met Sarnetta. I met I met I never met Polight, but I seen Polight. But anyway, he was selling food and stuff like that. Yeah, he was up there longer before anybody. I mean, longer than anyone else. So I just shook my head and got up and left. And then that's when Zion Lex challenged him into a debate. And then Zion Lex ripped him while Polight was getting so aggravated and emotional, while Zion Lex was going in on Polight. And then there was supposed to be a debate between Polight and Zion Lex himself, but we all know that Polight he didn't and will never wanted no parts or never wanted no piece of Zion Lex. So he came at that's when it was supposed to be Zion Lex. That's when it was supposed to be Zion Lex and Harry Rosenberg, the Caucasian, the so-called the I'm not gonna say so-called, just have respect, the Jewish guy, against Sorensen Lacetti and Polight. But they changed it. It was now Polight versus Harry Rosenberg. And what I see that debate, it was fake. It was a disgrace. It was a disaster. I mean, everybody was doing in the building was buffooning. There was buffooning, disrespecting Harry Rosenberg, calling him all types of names, cracking and all that stuff. Everybody was just being disrespectful. I mean, Polight did that for a show. He did that for a show because Polight. when I went to the debate, Polight he was coming in all dressed up, wearing those like, I don't know how much of those sneakers those like $1 million worth of sneakers. He was like coming in like he was a celebrity or some shit, like walking in like he's a goddamn celebrity. Polight, there was something I liked about this guy. And he also hustled money at the Kim and On trial debate. When I see him hustling everybody, Sarnetta and the Amaral squad, they did the same thing. But anyway. Yeah, Polight was an entertainment. He was just entertaining, and then I'm showing that he went to Israel, but it was no information. Polight didn't bring nothing to the table. It was no information at all. This was all a joke to me. I may speak on this later. Speak more about this bullshit later, about this Kim and On trial debate. After the debate, Baba TV was interviewing the audience, who was interviewing everybody, like, how did you like the debate? Oh, Polight did this, Polight massacred him, did that, So I didn't get to speak on Baba TV, but what I did, I recorded and spoke my own state of thought of mine on that. And just like I said, there was no chance for Harry Rosenberg. He came out with a little bit of information, but Harry Rosenberg, Harry Rosenberg is not a debater. He's absolutely not a debater. He knows nothing about no debate. He came in with so much, he came up with some weak stuff, and he came in with love. When you know the people hate you because you are a Caucasian in the room full of angry blacks in the room. And with that being said, when it was on Titans TV, both Sarnetta and Polight lied on Zion Lex about him taking money, receiving money. So Polight changed the story and turned it all around, and saying that Zion Lex was supposed to receive money. Then Polight put a stop to it. That's what got Zion Lex hyped, and that's what got Zion Lex pissed the fuck off. It said, "Fuck your family," and Don't get me wrong. I would have went in. I would have went in. I would have went off on him too. I would have went in and I would have went off on him too. I, so I felt Zion Lex that night, and also Polight. Polight been I mean there've been a lot of complaints about Polight, how he's been stealing money, how he's been hustling the people, how he's been I mean there's scams and all kinds of stuff, I don't know if there was no proof in that or what, I don't know, but since then, I hear about this case. I heard about this case he did. He has made out. He has you know, made out with a 14-year-old, uh, with his other so-called wives. You know, so I mean, the story about Polight. This is the story. This is my take on about Polight. Polight as he's never been in the part of the conscious community. I mean, he was never conscious. I mean, to be honest with you, Polight. He was he was using the conscious community, just like a lot of these other conscious dudes. I'm not going to say their names. I'm not going to say their names. I'm not going to speak on. I'm not going to say their names. But a whole bunch of them, they are they're fake. They're fake. They're phonies, and they have nothing to bring to the table. They may have something to bring to the table, but it's off of. But the information comes from somebody else, and they don't give nobody that credit on that information. So. Yeah, Polight. I mean, nowadays, Polight. He's living it up. He's he's having sex with multiple different women, including Caucasians, including, I mean, whatever women that he's messing with, a whole bunch of other women, and this is the case. And now I hear about this case. I mean, yeah, he graduated from that. He graduated from that, and that's what he did. He used the community, just like he been screwing over the conscious community, just like he's been screwing over the people. And the conscious community have done the same shit. They have done the same shit. That's why I call it the so-called conscious community. So with that being said, this is my take on this Polight. But Polight, he's serving 7 years in prison. Whatever happens, I mean, it's not my problem, and it's nobody else's problem. He did that to himself. He should have known better to mess with that 14-year-old. But my question is, where the hell where's the father? Where's the daddy at? Where the fuck was the father? Who fucking knows? Maybe he's either in lockup or he's either a lockup or the cemetery, or maybe fucking around with some other douchebag, freaking whore, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? The conscious community, man. Ever since Polight been, I mean, it's been down. Too many people are getting robbed in the conscious community. So with that being said, I'm gonna end on this. This is my take on this character Polight. He's no good. He's always fake. He's always been a fake. He's always been a phony. And to all his so-called wives, all his fake ass wives, dressing, with these tight mini dress, they're fake too. They're fake. They're sloppy. They're nasty. They're nasty. And now that he's in prison, they're gonna be fucking somebody else. They're gonna be fucking some other guys. While he's in prison. Aminette, she calls herself Aminette. She's gonna be fucking some other dudes. So I'm gonna end on this. This is Augustus King coming back at you with another video. Stay blessed, everybody. Stay out of trouble, everybody. And please protect your children. And to all you women out there, be careful who you bring be careful who you bring your kids around. Be careful who you bring around your kids. Be careful who you bring around your children. And to all the fathers out there, take responsibilities. Take responsibilities for your own fucking action. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. I mean, you fuck the bitch, you pregnate the bitch, and have a baby. Why not take care? Why not take care of this baby? Why not take care of this little infant, this little niggly cub? But anyway, I'm not gonna speak on that. So I mean, y'all some fucking niggas. Y'all some niggers. Y'all some fucking niggas. Y'all not about the people. Y'all not about the people. Y'all not about anything. Y'all some. I mean, that's it. Y'all phonies, man. Y'all phonies. Many of us are fake. You feel me? So with that, I'm going to end on this. Augustus King coming back at you with another video. I said, peace, bless to you all, salute. And last but not least, just give all praise to the King Haile Selassie, Jah.